This is Joe Leibner doing MIT 805 Assignment 4, my reflections presentation for Assignment 2. So here I'm going to talk about the things that I learned from Assignment 2, a couple of the reactions that I had to it, and a few things that I was able to take away from it. Students are already learning in a micro-lesson format, so our group was primarily focused on mobile learning. My specific topic was on the concept of micro-lessons, or lessons that last anywhere from a minute or two to a couple of minutes, and maybe even as far as 10 minutes. And so that's where my focus was, but our group overall was talking about mobile learning. So anytime you have a mobile device like a phone, a tablet, a laptop on the go, or the such like, that would be an experience of mobile learning. So if you're interacting with that technology to gain information, that's what mobile learning is. I thought it would be appropriate to focus on micro-lessons because that's the way that I consume content now, in short snippets, either on YouTube or through lessons or reading articles or so on. And so that's where I spent my time. Students are already doing that the same way that I consume it. I think the viability of employment through places like YouTube or Skillshare or things like that kind of attest to this. Those are places you can go to get information in small snippets and learn. And so people are already consuming that content in this fashion. Micro-lessons are beneficial in the form of reviewing, not just initial consumption of information or the learning process. So if you were to, for example, have a lesson on an algebraic equation, it would be something that you would have the ability to refer back to over time, not just the initial instruction, but something that you could keep with you. Micro-learning can be defined or exemplified as work. So micro-learning isn't just sitting through a lecture, it's actually doing and trying. It would be mimicking what you're seeing. Another good example of this would be if you were to do like a Bob Ross painting, but do it in 5 minutes. That would be work. That would be micro-learning. So it would be practicing essentially what you're doing in small snippets. Technology provides many avenues and tools of learning. So cameras, instruction, data calculation. So you can use spreadsheets, you can use graphs and things like that, like Google Sheets. Obviously cameras to videotape your work that you're doing, review it, and go back and learn trial and error. We also see this a lot in larger technologies like the black box on airplanes. You're using technology to consume data and gain valuable information from it. A few takeaways that I had from this process. Micro-lessons are already how students engage in learning on their own. Thus, we must emulate that to produce the same desired enthusiasm. So if that's how somebody is seeking out information on their own, the whole concept of Googling information, that's micro-learning. So that would be consuming a micro-lesson, right? So if you're Googling to find out who the actor or who the director of a movie was, that's a micro-lesson. It's a small research base. So that's how, and not just students, that's how most people are learning today. And so I think to emulate that same level of enthusiasm in the classroom, I think instruction needs to take on that form. Micro-lessons are not just short instruction videos, but intervals of work. As I've stated before, it's doing, not just audibly listening to things, but it's actually practicing, trying, experimenting, and adapting based on the outcomes. Multiple technologies are available for micro-lessons. So this is something that collaboration really helped me with. We've got all sorts of things, different mobile apps, different web apps. They can all be accessed through mobile technology, and that was something I was totally unaware of. The collaboration also helped me understand the role and viability of mobile learning already underway. So there's quite a bit of mobile learning already happening. Before this class, before this semester, QR codes were completely lost on me. I had seen them, but had never interacted with them. I didn't understand that they were already well in use, and so that's just one real simple, easy example. It also helped me to remember that mobile learning can be distracted if implemented poorly. So just like when we do work, if we're not focused on our task at hand, it's very, very easy to get off if the distractions themselves are within a couple of swipes or a couple of screen taps. So if you can get into a game just as easily as you can get into the lesson, it's really easy to get out of the lesson and into the game, for example. So those are some of the takeaways I had. Overall, the collaboration helped me get a fuller picture of other ways that people are using it or ways that I hadn't yet considered. So thank you for your time.